Anne Heche explained how she was silenced by Ellen DeGeneres. Right before Anne Heche passed away, after 20 years, she finally started exposing the truth about what happened between her and Ellen. In the early 2000s, on the same day that Ellen and Anne broke up, it was reported all over the news stations that Anne had a nervous breakdown and she was actually hospitalized. And finally, after 20 years, Anne Heche said in this interview that Ellen was trying to silence her and she was actually the one that put her into the mental institution. She also explained how Ellen had her blackballed from Hollywood and pretty much ruined her career. And a lot of people found it really suspicious that Anne Heche started talking about abuse and how when you catch wind of it, you basically have to separate yourself, and how basically that we've all been lied to for years. And Anne Heche actually did 2 interviews on Ellen, and each time they were getting deeper and deeper and she was revealing more and more information. And a lot of people thought that Anne Heche was actually getting ready to expose Ellen for being involved in trafficking. And honestly, this doesn't surprise me because who Ellen surrounds herself with, but even Oprah was brought up in this interview with Anne Heche. They talked about how Oprah actually cut Anne Heche out of the 20th year anniversary celebration of Ellen coming out when Anne Heche was actually in here with Ellen, because Anne Heche is the one that started Ellen's coming out journey. And a lot of people, even like me, have always said that Anne Heche's death just never made sense. The firefighters had her in a body bag and then she popped out of it. And then just a couple of days later, she was actually taken off life support. And a lot of people have always wondered if Ellen was somehow involved in this, because they found it super weird that Anne Heche finally started talking after 20 years, exposing Ellen, and then something weird like this happened to her. But I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip of everything that Anne Heche had to say about Ellen silencing her over the years. And you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
There's one question people want to know: what do I think about Ellen? And in fact, I haven't said that yet. I have not rambled on about her for one single moment. For 20 years, I have withheld my understanding. I have been canceled since the day I was born. I've been buried since the day I was born. Every single truth that I spoke, I was hit more, buried more, mocked more, or despised more, and then had calculated visions and circulations of systems that spun me up and out of the system that would in any way challenge the fact that she was not telling her own truth, but another's. Why do you think she tried to put me in an institution, folks? I called my mother. Guess what? 2 people who wanted more than anything to have my truth buried. It was not my timing. I did not and could not ask God for what that would be. All I could do was stay on my truth, do what I was doing, and study this thing called love that we tried to bury. And now I am up and out of the ground. And unfortunately, those 2 women could not shut me down. The problem with disease and abuse is this: once you catch the train of it, you have to go. So we always have a fork in the road. Once people call, and I've said this about Call Me Crazy, if I had known people would do whatever I said, I would have called my book Call Me Sane. And my next one will be, by the way, Call Me Sane, because now you'll do what I say. Listen, the reality is we have gotten to a place where we are not looking at the truth.